Hello and welcome to the OVERDRIVE channel. Now we are out here today with the Simple One electric scooter from Bangalore-based startup company Simple Energy. And unlike before, back in 2023 when we first got our hands on the scooter, well, that was a pre-production level scooter and not a road-going proper production spec model like we have out here with us today. So finally we're going to get our hands on the scooter out in the real world and check out how it actually functions and what it does offer. So let's get right to it. Now there's no denying that the Simple One is one heck of a good looking electric. With a seemingly endless supply of sharp cuts and creases all over its panels, it looks athletic and fast even when it's standing still. Now although the Simple One scooter that we got our hands on back a couple of years ago looked equally as appealing, well, the fit and finish levels have definitely gotten a lot better now, while the switchgear, well, that feels a lot more durable too. I really like how neat and tidy this scooter is because there's not a wire out of place. The all-LED lighting looks neat, and the stitch of the seat and the materials used in its construction feels of good quality as well. In terms of features, you have a nice 7-inch colored TFT screen which is responsive to the touch. You can do things like store your documents, access your vehicle data, ride history, and the color and the layout of everything is very nice as well. But I wasn't overly impressed with the way that it is encased, because you can't see the edges of the screen due to that plastic panel that surrounds it. Also, the Map My India layout on the navigational side of things is zoomed out quite a bit, and it gives you an unnecessarily broad view of what's happening kilometers away and not focused on the part directly in front of the scooter per se. The map is really slow to update in real time too, and some of the readouts are super tiny and not the easiest to gauge at a glance. You have the rapid braking feature that activates the hazard lights when you brake hard, a TPMS system, reverse and park assist, and 4 ride modes of Eco, Ride, Dash and Sonic that all have varying speed limitations to conserve battery power. And there's an odd bit about this particular section which I'll get into later. Now you can shift through the ride modes or control your music through the toggle switches on your right. The scooter rides on 12-inch wheels at both ends, comes clad with some nice TVS Euro grip tires. You have disc brakes at both ends and a CBS and even a belt drive system. Everything about the Simple scooter feels, well, not overly complicated and rather nice and tidy. And you get a feeling of that even when you get aboard as well. Now coming to the seating position and the posture that the Simple One will ask you to assume. Now for my 5'9" frame, as you can see, pretty decent seating wise. A lot of space at the back as well, even for a pillion. Decent amount of knee room, but the taller you are, well, you will run out of leg room eventually because of the way the scooter is designed. Now another very unique bit about the Simple One has to be its split battery pack. Alright, now coming to the Simple One's battery pack. Now it is the same 5 kWh battery pack that it had since before, but previously, well, the scooter was said to give you an IDC range of around 212 kilometers to a complete charge. Well, now Simple One has optimized the battery efficiency and the consumption rates to give you around 246 kilometers to a complete charge in eco mode. So that is really impressive. But how it is out on the road, well, we have to test it. We have to get our hands on it for a prolonged amount of time, well, more than we have out here today. But the unique thing about this battery is the fact that it does come in a split battery pack setup. Now under the floorboard, you have a 3.7 kilowatt hour battery pack, which is fixed. And under the seat, you have a detachable 1.3 kilowatt hour unit that weighs around 10 kgs. Now Simple Energy tell us that this scooter will take around 8 hours to come to a complete charge from not using the included 750 watt charger, which very conveniently fits under the seat. Well, that's a massive boot space that you have to work with, around 30 liters of boot space. So more than sufficient for your half-face helmet. But yeah, in terms of battery pack, that is really unique to this particular model. Now there's a slightly odd bit about this battery pack situation as well. Now, although the scooter with its detachable battery pack has been on sale for over 2 years now, you still can't charge this removable battery outside the scooter. And up until now, you still have to use the 750 watt charger and charge it through the scooter as a complete system. Now, Simple Energy tell us that they are working on a small adapter fitment for the same charger that will allow you to charge the portable battery pack at your convenience. But then, when will this actually become a reality is anyone's guess at this point. Now, when it comes to the performance and ride and handling departments, now here's where the Simple One Electric stands out quite a bit. From the 4 ride modes, Sonic is the most responsive to throttle inputs, and it is here where the scooter feels at its liveliest best. But remember that odd bit that I spoke about earlier? Well, it has much to do with the state of charge and these ride modes. Now, depending on the SoC you have left, the scooter decides which modes are accessible to you or not. You see, you can ride in Sonic mode, where you get to hit a top speed of 105 km per hour very easily, only up until around 62% SoC is left, after which this ride mode is deactivated. Dash mode, where you can get up to a speed of 90 km per hour, well, this ride mode is accessible if you are above 52% SoC, and once you are down to 35% SoC, well, ride mode is disabled as well, which is weird because I get the point of trying to be conservative with the battery and extend range and everything, but in the end, I'd like to be the one who decides how I get to ride the scooter. On this ride, when there was an instance where I had to cover 13 kilometers on an open highway with enough juice to make it back easily, but the scooter recognized the lower SoC and went into this depression of sorts, limiting my speed to around 50 kilometers per hour in eco mode, which slowed down things even further when I climbed up bridges, and that was really agonizing. Eco mode is in no way the worst, well, throttle response wise, but in a situation like this, it can prove to be quite frustrating. Aside from that, the Simple One feels lovely to ride. The throttle calibration is good, and the scooter feels very nice and balanced from the moment you set off. Light, agile, and easy to flick about the place. The suspension is extremely absorbent at city speeds up to around 60 km per hour and will take pretty much everything that you throw at it with great composure. It can handle a fairly tight bend very nicely at a moderate pace too. The bite from the front brake could have been calibrated a little better, but the combi brake system on the rear lever feels a little more reassuring. Up till a speed of around 80 km per hour, you will feel all is good in the universe, but above that speed, well, the front end begins to judder quite a bit, which will leave you feeling a bit unsettled. The scooter feels planted in a straight line, but you always have this feeling of it being a bit out of place at higher speeds. So this brings us to an important question. What exactly has Simple Energy done in the last 2 years? Now, the company say that they have managed to sell 2,500 plus scooters in the last 2 years, primarily out of Bangalore and some parts of the southern belt from its 10 existing functional stores. Now, Simple Energy currently have 11 service centers in these same parts of the country and plan on doubling that figure by April this year. Now, if and when that actually happens, yet to be seen. But as for now, what they have done for 2025 is improve on the Simple One's overall level of fit and finish, as well as optimize battery consumption in eco mode in particular, taking the claimed IDC range up from 212 kilometers to 248 kilometers, which is rather impressive. And all of this can be managed via OTA updates for existing Simple One electric owners. And the price of the scooter, well, that remains the same as before. Alright, now to sum things up out here with the Simple One Electric. Now, a couple of pluses and minuses after, well, riding it around in and around Bangalore city for a short amount of time. So, plus points are obviously, a big plus point is the way it looks, the way it functions, the way it rides, handles, the suspension setup is really good. Yes, it is one of the most comfortable electric scooters currently out here in India for its sporty intentions as well. A couple of negative things about the scooter are the fact that yes, Simple Energy has in fact struggled with their after sales and service network, and that primarily is going to be a big influence in your purchasing decision at the end of the day. So once they actually figure that out and double their figures, which they claim they are interested in doing over the next couple of months, well, that will really make or break your decision on whether you want to buy an electric scooter from Simple Energy at the end of the day. Now, this scooter, the Simple One, retails for around 1,66,000 rupees ex showroom. For the simple one, the simple dot one is basically the same scooter minus the detachable 1.3 kilowatt hour battery pack. That one will retail for around 1,45,000 rupees. So this higher spec, the bigger battery pack version, is pretty much in the same ballpark as something like the Ather 450X. Not so much in terms of offering, in terms of features and stuff like that. But then this one is, well, the way it looks, the way it functions, and the comfort levels, that is really outstanding on this scooter. And if you are looking for an Ather-ish kind of scooter, but a more comfier version, this one makes a decent amount of sense.